Hey guys, this is about a topic that is actually of a very big concern to me. You see, I'm a person who really seeks to enjoy life, and I think that people do. I mean, most people, unless they are monks, they seek happiness, they want to be happy, they want to enjoy life in various ways, and so do I. I seek both self development, of course, it's crucial, and also to be happy, to enjoy life in all sorts of ways, and life provides many ways to enjoy it. But of the one of the main ways, or at least significant ways, for humans to enjoy life is sex. It is part of many people's lives. For some, it's a bigger part than others, but everyone does it at some point of their lives, and many people want to enjoy it. And so do I. I really want to have a good, enjoyable sex life. I don't think that I'm going to have sex every day. That might be too frequent for me, at least at this point. But I definitely like to do it every week. At the most minimum once a week. Like, that's the most infrequent interval that I think about. Well, there are many different forms of sex. I mean, I'd like to engage at least in any sexual activity at least once a week, but when we're talking about normal sex, between a man and a woman, penis in a vagina, from that perspective, I am very unfortunately severely handicapped genetically. I didn't choose this, I was born this way. My body simply cannot provide pleasure sexually to most women. This is a statistical fact according to multiple statistics that I have read, and all sorts of discussions about this topic that I have read online, that most women do not like small penises. 5-inch is too small for most. They want it to be at least 6. But most women would prefer that it would be anywhere between 7 and 8-inch, which is above average. But that's what they want. That's what gives them pleasure. And if they don't get it, they buy sexual toys in order to receive that pleasure that they're missing, even while they're in a relationship with a partner who has less than a 7-inch penis. They buy toys, they buy dildos or vibrators to accommodate for that missing pleasure. And when they use those toys, they achieve greater pleasure levels than with their partner who has a penis that is like 5.5 inch. That's from the stories that I have read. And they would confess to their partner that they had experiences, previous boyfriends or one-night stands with the guy with 7.5 inches, and that they enjoyed it, and the guys the guy to whom they're talking to, their current boyfriend, his size is just too small for them. Therefore, they buy sexual toys to accommodate for that. And I'm sure you understand what it does to a man. How awful it feels that his body is unable to naturally satisfy a woman sexually, and she resorts to buy sexual toys, and also she recalls previous insignificant relationships just because they had a bigger dick. Do you imagine how devastating it is? And think about my case. That guy with a 5.5-inch dick suffering because of that, because he's just average and the women want more than that. Mine is even less than that. It's not 5.5 and it's not 5. It's just 4. That's all I got. That's what the genes from my parents gave me. A 4 fucking inch. A 4-inch tiny dick. What am I supposed to do with this junk? It's useless. It's completely useless. All you can do is wank. There is not a single woman in the world, but maybe, you know, the woman with the tiniest possible body that is not a normal woman by any means, that may derive pleasure from such a thing. From the statistics that I have read, women absolutely do not want a dick that is less than 6 inches. They want it to be at least 7, and very rarely more than 8. But they definitely don't want something that is less than 6. They absolutely do not want a 5. And I don't even have a 5, I have a fucking 4. I am stuck with this junk. And I know that because of this, I am handicapped. It's a real handicap. It's a physical handicap. And it's frustrating, you see. I am gifted with intelligence and relatively good looks, although I'm a bit fat, so it kinda ruins it, but I'm fairly good looking and I'm intelligent. And for what? I mean, yes, I can enjoy other things in life other than sex, but in the end, I am unable to physically satisfy a woman with the junk that I have. And now don't talk to me about foreplay and stuff. You see, much of the online stuff that I read on this topic and is that guys with a smaller dick, then that they are supposed to rely on foreplay, on like kissing and touching and the and licking the girl's pussy in order to somehow accommodate for their smaller size. And you have no idea how how insulting how insulting it it feels as a man that I would have to resort to rely on foreplay, on kissing, on emotions, and on cunnilingus, which is licking of the pussy, in order to satisfy a woman. And why? Just because I have a small dick. Now, mind you, I am not saying that any of this stuff is wrong and that it cannot be included in a relationship. I am saying that it is humiliating to have to resort to that stuff because the size of the dick is not enough. It is so humiliating. It really feels as a handicap. It's it's a handicap. And you know, as I kept reading about this stuff, I read the about how women explain the pleasure of having a big penis inside of them. They would say about it that they feel that it fills them, fills with, and in FILL, it fills them, fills the space inside of them between their legs, and this feeling that it fills them, it provides them pleasure. And also that it stretches them, that it stretches their vagina, and this feeling of stretch, that it is pleasurable to them. Some women, they confessed that their partner's dick was sometimes even too large for them. The penis was not just big, but it was too big. And therefore it was painful to them. But the feeling of the big dick inside of them, it was so pleasurable to them that even though it was painful, they still really enjoyed it and they liked it, because the pleasure that the woman gets from a big dick, it was so important to them that even though it was painful, it was worth it. They enjoyed it, they liked it, and they want it. And I want women to think of me like that, of my body. I want them to enjoy my penis so much that even if it's painful for them, that they still want them. And I don't want to rely on foreplay. I don't want to think that I have to lick a girl's pussy just so she should find sex enjoyable with me, or make her feel like she is loved and resort to emotions just so she'd get this emotional that pleasure that transfers into a sexual pleasure, just because my dick is not enough. I don't want that. I want to be sufficient for a woman based on dick size alone. I don't want to give my heart to a woman and put my head between her legs just because my dick is too small. I'm not saying that I wouldn't love a woman or that I wouldn't lick her pussy. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that it is not fair that I have to use those methods to accommodate for a small dick. I don't want a small dick. I don't want what my parents gave me. It's junk. I want what white people have. Huge fucking dicks, 7-inch, 8-inch, 9-inch. That's what I want. I want what white people have. I want a huge dick. I want that women would want to have sex with me based on dick size alone. And if I give them love, or if I give them oral sex, or touching and caressing and the foreplay, stuff like that, that would just be a bonus. You know, I'm not sure about this, but there's a chance that in the past, the way I would treat Emma Watson, like, you know, like I would say that I would kiss their legs and stuff, that maybe I was unaware of it, but on some psychological level, like subconsciously or something, I was dissatisfied with my dick size, and I was inconfident of it, and I was resorting to those other methods to make a woman feel good, like kissing her feet and stuff like that, and I'm very much ashamed of it. I'm ashamed of it, even though it's not my fault. It's how I was born, and I don't want that. I don't want those genes. I want to be modified genetically, so I'd have a large penis that women would find satisfying and desirable. I want my penis to be desirable based on size alone. And also, one thing that I have read in those statistics is that most people would prefer an average looking guy with a large penis to a good looking, handsome guy with an inadequate sized penis. It's that much important. And I am handicapped in this fucking important area. And it sucks. You see, all this secret training stuff that I do, all this intelligence that I got, all this knowledge that I got in computers, in health, in nutrition, in training, all that I got, and still I am stuck with a small penis. And no matter what I do, no matter how hard I work on developing myself, I am stuck with this 4-inch junk. It's frustrating. It's so frustrating. I'm sorry that I appear angry like that, but I've been thinking about it so much time, and it's frustrating. I see those guys in the porn movies with their huge dicks, and they fuck women like horses, and the women, they enjoy it. They really enjoy it. And those guys, they're able to have those really good sex lives and even earn money from it. And why? Just because of how they were born. They didn't work for it, they didn't earn it, they were just born like that with huge dicks, and they really enjoy their sex lives, and their girlfriends, they all enjoyed those big penises just because they were born like that. And I don't have a problem with it. May they enjoy it. Like, let them have their fun, but I want to have my fun too. I also want to have a good sex life. I don't want this 4-inch junk. And this brings me to my point. There might be a training method, even this free guy program. If I do it for long enough, like for many years, it might increase the size of my junk. It might. But you see, the thing is that even if it does work, even if there is some training method to increase the size of my junk, and yes, right now it is fucking useless junk, 4-inch junk, it would not take months, it would take years, and possibly even longer than 10 years. And to be stuck for so many years with this small junk that I've been stuck with 33 years already, knowing that I cannot have proper sex with a woman and satisfy her normally, hell, in a healthy way like a proper white man would, is frustrating. Why should I be stuck for such a long time with this small junk? I don't want to wait 10 years, even if it works to increase the size of my junk by some level. And this brings me to my real point, to the final point, the core of it, that the organization, they have really advanced technology. And I believe that they have the means to genetically to modify me on both physical and genetic level to give me an 7 or 8-inch penis, which is what is ideal for most women. And you'd say, why they do it? Well, maybe because as a compensation for 6 or 7 years of constant torture around the clock, both physical torture and attempts to destroy my brain using sounds. Yes, I am asking for money for that. But I can forfeit some part of that money just so they give me a proper, healthy sized penis and not this 4-inch junk. And I really want them to. It's something that I really want. Because unless the organization decides to help me, I am stuck with a small useless dick for a very long time. So I really hope that they do.